So in this video, I'm gonna talk about why I've been buying Bitcoin and why you should think about buying it too.
Hey Pete, turn me up some. Yeah, there we go. Yo. Gotta get your brain right if you're trying to make $1 million. If you ain't gonna do it for yourself, then do it for your mama. Only stay surrounded by them people if you know they solid. Elevate your hustle up today to double up your profit. Trying to learn some game, Xavier gon' talk about it. No Deanna, speak that shit that everybody vouching. Ain't no more excuses valid. Get up off the couch and get up in your bag to your bank account, need an accountant.
What's good, y'all? This is Xavier and welcome back to my vlog. I appreciate all the love y'all been showing me on my first 2 videos I put out, man. Y'all been showing me so much love and I really appreciate that. But first, let me say, if you guys subscribe, leave a comment, and like the show, I really appreciate it. So getting right into why I've been buying Bitcoin and why I will continue to buy Bitcoin. First, I want to give y'all like a quick background on how I even got involved in Bitcoin in the first place. So I first started buying Bitcoin in 2017. I was still in the military at the time. I came from my deployment, and while I was deployed, I would hear about Bitcoin a lot. Like I would hear some people say like they invest in the Bitcoin and stuff like that, and I wasn't too informed, so I didn't take the step. And I was just so focused on working at the time and saving my money, coming home with money. I'm like, I'm just wait till I get home to worry about this. So when I came home, Bitcoin hit like $3,000. I still remember. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. And I didn't think it had too much more room for growth. So I'm like, yeah, it might be done for Bitcoin. I don't think I'm gonna get involved. And then it got up to like almost 4,000. And I remember saying like, oh no, I need to just take this chance. If I lose this money, that's cool, I lost it, but I'm gonna take this chance. And I remember my girl at the same time, like we were still together then too. And she was like, hey, if you want to do it, just do it. Like she supported me. She like, just do it. If it goes wrong, at least you know. But if it go right, it goes right. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I bought some and I made some money. And I made some money pretty quickly. And I'm like, wow. And I just thought it was too good to be true. So when I made some money, I immediately sold and took my profits like a dummy. And looking back on it, I was like, man, I'm pretty much an idiot for that. Like, why was I doing that? And I kept doing that for weeks. So I was basically trading Bitcoin when I first got in. I would buy and sell. And now, like I said, I look back on it now like, wow, I should have just been buying and holding all that crypto. But eventually, around the fall, I started buying and holding. So I started buying and just keeping the crypto. And then, so the value it was going up. It kept increasing. I'm like, wow. This is something that I think this might work long term. And then what really helped me is I started getting more informed. I was living in California at the time, near the Bay Area. I would drive up 2 hours and go to all these crypto conferences. Every time they had a crypto conference, you could pretty much guarantee I would be there. I went to the Litecoin conference where the creator Charlie Lee was at, so that was dope. I went to this other crypto conference. I can't remember the name of it. And then I went to another Bitcoin conference. It was like, that was the first one I went to. Me and my girl went. And what was so crazy about it, when we went, it was probably like 1,000 people there. We were literally the only 2 black people there. It was about 90% of the people there was Asian. And probably about another 10%, pretty much almost 10% was white. But we were literally the only 2 black people there. So when we walk in, everybody's looking at us like, and they all saying like, and they was talking, and you could tell they like, what y'all know about cryptocurrency? What y'all know about Bitcoin? Why y'all here? And it was a huge conference. They had the biggest media platforms from China there. And as soon as we came there, like paparazzi, they was all taking pictures of us and stuff like that. And it was like, it was mind-opening because I'm like, man, I didn't know it was this big of a deal. Like in China, it was a huge deal. So at these conferences, when I would sit down, you have representatives from all the largest companies. You have representatives from Ford. You have representatives from BMW, AT&T, I can't even think, like all these companies there. And they would get on stage and talk about how their company is getting involved with the blockchain and investing in crypto. And when I heard that, I'm like, oh, I'm like kind of like with some of my investment strategies, I'm like a follow the money type. If I see institutional money get involved, I know that's a sign for me to get involved because like institutional money, a lot of times they're not gonna lose when it comes to stuff like this because they got so much money involved where they can manipulate the markets. So I know, okay, I can hop on this wave and be right behind them. So when I seen them talking about it and they talking about investing millions of dollars in Bitcoin, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a no-brainer. I'm all in. And then when I was like get back home and see on TV, get on TV and watch the news and see the internet, I always see people dogging it out. So that let me know right there. I'm like, something ain't right. All these people online and on the TV talking about how bad Bitcoin is, how bad crypto is, how it's not going to work, this and that. But at these conferences, they all talking about how they're investing. So something ain't right. So that told me like, oh, hey, this is something I need to get into. The reason a lot of institutional investors like talk bad about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and they might shit on it a lot is because they want to scare people out. They're trying to scare people like you and me out the market so they can own all of it. Like y'all gotta understand, 99% of the wealth in the world is owned by 1%. So pretty much, and they don't want that to change. They want to keep that forever. So when they know people jump into this new financial system, knowing the potential price that this can go to, they want to drive people out. And the best way you can drive people out is by fear. So they get on these news and media stations and they talk about, oh, it's a scam, it's going to zero, it's too volatile, this is just speculative, this is not going to go anywhere. So they say that so people like you and me can see that, because they know the average person is paying attention and watching these things. So they do that so we can see that and be like, oh man, we gonna lose the value of our Bitcoin. So they know our mothers, aunts, and grandmothers are gonna be watching. They're like, boy, you investing in Bitcoin? You better get rid of that. I seen on the news that it's going down. So that's the reason why a lot of them do that. Because why they telling us that Bitcoin is gonna go to zero is nothing, they're the one that's buying it all up. So my point is, I'm saying that to say, if you're thinking about it, or if you've already been investing in it, don't let that scare you out. Don't let that fear mongering get you out the game. Because this is a game that is still early and it's gonna continue to go up. Because like I said, why they telling you that, they keep buying and they want to buy all of it. What a lot of people don't know is there's only 21 million Bitcoin. There's only 21 million. And when they're gone, they're all gone. And when you have something like that where it's scarce, it'll bring the value up and the value will continue to go up. The problem with the dollar is there's no limit on it. You know what I'm saying? There's a limited amount of money being printed all the time. They print money daily. So when things like that happen, it brings the value down. So Bitcoin is actually a great place to, even if you just want to say, you can use it as like a savings account, honestly. Like you just want to put money into Bitcoin opposed to a savings account, where a savings account is getting you like 0.03% yearly. Like you can use it as a savings account if that's something that you want to do. So that's like the biggest reason why I invest in it, because it's a truly scarce commodity. Like I said, it's only 21 million, and by 2040, I was talking to my guy Bitcoin Zay. He was telling me how by 2040 it should be like 98% of the Bitcoin already gone. So that just tells you where the potential price can drive and go to. So that's the number one reason why I've been buying Bitcoin. The second reason why I've been buying Bitcoin is because it is decentralized. Unlike the dollar and many other currencies, there's no one governing Bitcoin. There's no one that can just, unless you buying from a faulty platform that could take or get robbed or something like that could take your Bitcoin and evacuate it from you and things like that. There's no one in charge of this whole Bitcoin system. So I know a lot of people that may scare them away, where they might say like, man, this sounds like the Wild Wild West. Why would I get involved in that? But for many investors, that is the reason why we're getting in, because we want to get something that's completely detached from this financial system. You know what I mean? Like there's no one governing it. It's some form of, like, I talk to a lot of people about it. It's some form of like financial protest. They feel like this is decentralized. This is our own money. If I got the keys, I got it on a ledger. Can nobody take this from me? And that's a big deal. You know, with banks, they can freeze your account. You know what I'm saying? They can take your money at any time, but that's not the case with Bitcoin. If you got your Bitcoin, you got it on the ledger, you got the keys hidden and all that stuff, can nobody take it from you? Unless, I mean, obviously you get it stolen, but when I say take it from you, I mean like no like government system or anything like that can take your money from you. So that's another reason why I believe in it. The third reason why I've been buying Bitcoin is because the potential price where this can potentially go. I'm buying into the potential. So Bitcoin, it's a lot of people, they find out about it now. It's getting popular and people going all in. So Bitcoin just last year, around this time last year, it was in the 3,000s. Right now, at this moment of this video, Bitcoin is at an all-time high of $60,000. And if you talk to many people that's very experienced and pretty much experts in this field, they'll tell you that this is just the beginning. Like, I'm no expert, I'm no Bitcoin crypto expert and stuff. I've just been in it for 3.5 years at this point, and I just know I know a good amount of research on it, but I'm no expert. But I still believe that this is still, like how a lot of people do, this is still the very beginning. Like, I believe it'll hit $150,000 this year. I was just talking to my guy, Bitcoin Zay, and he was on my podcast, and he's way more informed and educated and experienced in this. He has more experience than me at this right here. So if y'all go listen to my podcast, Millionaire Mindsets, he's giving out all the game, and he believes it'll hit 200,000 this year. And when he told me the reasons why, I'm like, okay, I'm pretty much sold on that. So it went, like I said, from last year in March, it was at 3,000. Today it's at 60,000. So that's the 20x. And to get to 200,000, that's really only a little over a 3x. So if you think about it in those terms, it's not far-fetched at all. And I know a lot of people may say, man, you wild, that's crazy. Ain't no way Bitcoin getting to 100,000. Ain't no way, it's damn sure ain't getting to 200,000. I know a lot of people would say that, but at the same time, those was the same people that were saying it'll never hit 50,000. It'll never hit 25,000. Hell, it'll never hit 10,000. And all those things happen. When you're dealing with something like this with the blockchain, this technology, I think what a lot of people got to realize and understand that, and I know a lot of people, it's hard for them to fathom this, that this is a new financial system. We're in a whole new era. This Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, it's created a whole new financial system. I know for a lot of people, that's hard for them to fathom, man, because we've been in this same financial system for so long. You can't imagine a whole new financial system coming along that's really disrupting this, but that's really what it is. And what really sold me, or I don't want to say sold me, but really made me want to get involved is I started thinking like, because like I said, I really believe in it. I really, this thing is gonna go hundreds to 200,000 plus. But what really like made me do it was I was thinking like, okay, if I don't get involved, I'm just gonna say, damn, I knew about it and I didn't get involved. And I always had this weird thing where I think like 30, 40 years from now, and I like my grandkids and stuff. Like, I know me, if I had a grandparent that missed this opportunity, I know as an adult I would be like, damn, granddad, you knew about Bitcoin, you ain't buy nothing. Like, why you ain't do that? So that's something that I don't want to happen to me, because this is something that I don't plan on selling. I could pass on to my kids. Like, it was just broken down to me how my guy was telling me, with Bitcoin, you only need to own 0.13 Bitcoin to be in the top 1% in this financial system with cryptocurrency and owning Bitcoin. 0.13%. So think how crazy it is. In the current financial system, with this, you probably, I don't know the numbers off the top, but I know it's millions of dollars to be in the top 1% of the world in this financial system. Compared to cryptocurrencies, you only need 0.13%. If you just own 0.13%, just think about that for a second. You already in the top 1%. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't have that much. And right now, that's about 0.13%. I could be wrong, but that's around like $7,000. You know what I'm saying? And because it's worth $60,000 right now. So that just goes to show you, like, what, in my opinion, like I said, at the end of the day, I could be completely wrong on this. And this could go wrong, and this might never work out. But what I believe from my own research, and what I think, if anybody does their own research, their own due diligence, and does it objectively, I think they'll come to see what I'm seeing and be like, yeah, I think you're right about this. I think this thing will blow. Like, when on the podcast, the conversation we were just having, I asked Bitcoin Zay, I said, what do you think this will be by 2020? I think I said 2025 or 2030. But I think pretty much he said by 2030, around that time, he think it'll be $1 million for one Bitcoin. Now, some people, they may be like, man, no way that'll happen. But like I said, if you do your own research on this, I think you might not say it'll hit $1 million, but I think you would say, oh yeah, we got so much more room to go with this thing with only being at 60,000. And another thing I want to say to people is, a lot of people right now, they're waiting for the dip. Like, that's like every time it hits a new all-time high, people are like, man, I'm gonna wait on the dip. Right now it's 60K. That people think that's extremely high. They're like, man, I'm gonna wait till it hit 55. But I think, in my opinion, and this is how I look at it, I don't even mind buying at all-time highs because I'm a long-term investor. I think 5-10 years down the line, like I said, 5 years from now, I think this will be easily over 250,000 for one Bitcoin. So 60,000 right now is nothing to me because I'm looking long-term. Well, hell, 60,000 is still low to me right now. Honestly, like under 100,000, realistically right now, because like I said, I'm thinking long-term, and that might sound crazy to people, but under 100,000 is still a buy to me because I'm thinking long-term. I'm thinking 2030, I really think this thing will hit 500,000. And so, like I said, some people like, man, you crazy as hell. But like I said, that's what I believe from my own research, and that's why I continue to buy. And I'm telling y'all right now, like I said, I'm not telling anybody to listen to this video or watching this video to get off the video and go buy some Bitcoin. I'm just giving this, telling y'all what I think. So you might think about this, go do your own research, and you might come up on some bread. Like right now, at this moment, at $60,000 in March, if you bought Bitcoin, anybody that's bought Bitcoin prior to today has made money. Anybody, everybody, and that's something that, like, where else can you get that at? Honestly, so that's another reason why I've been buying. But lastly, why I've been buying is because I'm all about diversification. Like anybody that knows me, they know I invest in real estate. I own homes. I own several homes. I invest into the stock market. I own businesses, and cryptocurrency is another way for me to invest my money. So like I just said, I wholeheartedly believe in diversifying your money. And cryptocurrency is something, when I found out about, I'm like, why not? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why not just sprinkle my stuff in different places? And I feel like that's something that everybody should do. I'm not saying everybody should invest into crypto. I'm just saying that everybody should be diversifying their portfolio. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's homes or real estate or businesses, or if you want to be like me, because this is risky, it is volatile. It's not, for those that's gonna get involved, this ain't gonna be no sweet ride where you just gonna put some money in and get rich overnight. It can be very volatile, but over the years, I don't think, I'll say this, into the future, I don't think it'll be as volatile as it has been these past couple of years, because there's so much more institutional money getting involved now. And with that happening, I think when the institutional money gets involved, I don't think they'll let their portfolios drop 80%. You know what I'm saying? When you got people that have so much money in it, what they call whales, I don't see them letting their portfolios drop 80-90%. So I don't see those big dips that happen, like how it went from 20,000 to 3,000. I don't really see that happening again, or that opportunity for people to get in at those extremely low price points like 10 to 15,000. We had that time for a long time, but now we at 60, and this is still, like I said, in my opinion. And it might sound crazy to some people, but this is still a decent buying point. I know I'll still be buying, and I'll continue to buy. And one thing I want to say is, I see a lot of new crypto investors talking about how much Bitcoin they own and stuff like that. And that's something that I want to tell y'all now, that's something that I think is a terrible idea. I don't think you should ever tell anyone. I know me personally, I'll never tell anyone how many Bitcoin I own. I don't think that's very intelligent for anyone to do. And I'm seeing a lot of new crypto investors, like I'll see on Twitter or on Instagram, people saying, "Oh, I got 7 Bitcoin. And it's like, why? That's basically you essentially telling people how much money you got. Like, you might as well say, "Oh, I got $200,000. You might as well just go ahead and say it. And I think when you say stuff like that, you kind of open yourself to be a target, because you might not know who you talking to, or how many people have seen you say that. If you tweeting it or putting it on Instagram, you don't know who's watching you. So people got to be more cautious when you do things like that. You might want to share your percentage gains. I don't think that might not be a really problem. But telling people exactly how many crypto you have, I think that's not a smart thing, I would say. So I just want to say that real quick, just for people that's listening that may do that or may have thought about doing that. I don't think that's something that you should do at all. Like, you wouldn't tell someone how much money you have in your bank account, so why would you tell someone how many Bitcoin you own? It's pretty much the same concept. So I just wanted to say that. So those are the reasons I've been buying Bitcoin. Well, I'm gonna keep buying until nothing. I'm gonna just keep buying. But before I wrap up, I just want to say appreciate y'all for watching another video. And like I said in the beginning, if y'all can subscribe, leave a comment, like the channel, even share it, that'd be greatly appreciated. And like I said in the other videos, if y'all got any other topics y'all want me to talk about, just put it in the comments, DM me or whatever, and I'm gonna talk about it, man. Like I said, I'm finna flood y'all with content, so I hope y'all ready. And like I said in the beginning, if you're interested in getting into crypto, just do your due diligence, do your research, and go from there, man. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. This ain't no video telling people to do it. I'm just telling y'all my experience, what I've been through, the stuff I know, and why I've been buying and why I'm gonna keep buying. But that's all I got for y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning into another video. Peace.